It's time. Hello, everybody.
It's time.
Welcome.
It's time. It's
It's
Colin time.
oh, I was gonna say, Tremor time. I don't know. Welcome, everybody. Another episode, formerly known as Spoopy. Yeah, we're talking Tremors today. So you're so in luck, viewers, because it's Tremors, and isn't it grand? How you doing, Ben?
I'm okay, I guess.
Okay.
I had a weird afternoon, so
Yeah.
I think I had a full blown delusion. So
Hopefully not of graboids.
no, but it was spooky nonetheless.
Okay.
I was on the toilet and I thought I heard someone knocking on the bathroom door, very
Oh.
softly. And they did it a number of times. And at first I thought, oh, Cassandra's must be home because she was in the office today.
Mhm.
I started to get really annoyed by it because I was like, if you're playing a joke, it's not, I'm not finding it funny any longer. Just answer. And then it kept happening. So then I just got angry. And I was like, hey, I'm going to finish my business. I'm going to wash my hands because I'm a gentleman. And then whoever you are, I'm going to step out of this bathroom and I'm going to beat the fuck out of you. So this is your one and only chance just to leave. The length of time it takes me to dry my hands when I'm done.
Yeah.
Because then I'm going to wash them again after I fucking start.
After I get blood all over.
But the thing is that one there. I walked room to room, just being very careful, just waiting for some fucking asshole to jump out.
Yeah.
And the problem is I have a reoccurring nightmare that involves home invasion.
Oh no.
So there's a reason I sleep with a Polish hammer within reach. Which for those that don't know, it looks like it's a tiny hammerhead on a pole with a hook in on it. They used to use it to smash helmets and pull them off.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Well, there you go.
So yeah,
No intruders?
My heart was just fucking racing for the next hour. And I was tried to take a nap because I was just exhausted. I've also been sleeping well. And I couldn't stay asleep because I kept opening my eyes and looking like someone's, because I also have had sleep paralysis in the past.
Oh no.
So feeling like there was somebody there. It sucked. So I am very, very this is why I messaged you. I was like, I can do an hour tonight. That's all I got in me. I'm just stretched to that point tonight, which is good.
Frazzled.
Yeah, I'm very frazzled. So it's good to talk about Tremors, because Tremors does not do that to me.
All right. Yeah. Well. Yeah. Let's talk some Tremors, man. So Tremors. 1990 movie, PG-13, family friendly. You gotta love it. If you don't, I don't know what's your deal.
You're on the wrong channel that doesn't currently have a name.
Yeah. You're on the wrong. You're watching the wrong show if you don't like Tremors. I absolutely adore this movie, and I've watched the first one probably about 4 times in the past week or so.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I just finished watching it just minutes before I hopped on here. Love this movie. The chemistry that's going on between everyone, especially in the first one, is fantastic. You really get the sense that this is some little podunk town in the middle of nowhere. Apparently in Nevada, although I don't know if they really mention that so much, but
no, they just make it seem like it could be any of those southwestern states.
Yeah, anywhere in the Southwest, really. So Tremors, if you don't know, follows our 2 protagonists, Val and Lucky. Val and Earl. Excuse me, Val and Earl. They're just these kind of down on their luck handyman, trying to do anything they can to make by in this town that's got a population of 14 people. wonderfully named Perfection, even though it's just this giant dirty shithole.
One of them being David Lopan.
Oh yeah, we got no Egg Shan.
Is it Egg Shan? I thought it was David Lopan.
No, we got Egg Shan in the house.
You've watched it way more recently than I have.
Yeah, he's Walter Chang, the local store owner, the one store in the town. And yeah, so just two great like blue collar, like everyman kind of characters that we're following, and they're just stretch their limit in this tiny little town, and there's no future there for them. So one day they're like, you know what, let's get the hell out of Dodge. You know, they even turned down beer and free lunches, and they have a little celebration.
It's a big deal.
Yeah, they're like, we did it. We turned down free beer. Can you believe it? And God, yeah, man, played to perfection by Kevin Bacon. Even more so with Fred Ward as Earl.
I always felt like Fred Ward was a highly underrated actor.
Oh, totally.
Like he might have like missed some big chances. Like I really think that Remo Williams should have been a thing. Although when I've learned about it as I've gotten older, apparently the guy who wrote those books is a real shithead.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But, it happens.
Yeah, there's a lot more shitheads out there than you'd think.
Yeah, shitheads who unfortunately are talented and can create a really fun story and atmosphere. A lot of them out there. It sucks. Shout out to Bill Willingham, you fucking jerk.
I really hate that too because Willingham did art in the OG D&D books, and I was always like, yeah.
Oh wow.
He was in he just did little bits of art. He wasn't like Errol Otis, but he did stuff in it.
Okay.
And it's really good. It's very different from Otis's stuff. So you're like, oh, that's a weird juxtaposition. It's far more like adventure-y.
Mm-hmm.
You know, kind of what you think of like high fantasy stuff as opposed to Errol Otis's acid trip of art, which I absolutely adore.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, that was my first exposure to him. And then that guy does comics. And then I started looking at his comic stuff and I was like, oh, this guy did Fables. And then you dig more deeply and you go, this guy's a fuck.
Yeah, no, that was a heartbreak for me. I think it was either last year or earlier this year when we were on our walk and everyone's like, oh yeah, dude, he's a shithead. And I was like, wait, what? And then like everyone just filled me in on it. It's just like, oh no, because I have a huge place in my heart for Fables, big time.
Yeah, I think Fables is one of those missed opportunities too, and I know people have tried to do like their own, like we've got Dracula at Home, Ash Jabroni version of Fables. I think ABC did, but it wasn't good, and it didn't at all catch like the magic that makes that comic so damn good.
So damn good.
But it also doesn't have to deal with the baggage of a complete fuckhead being involved.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
But who am I? I'm just a guy.
Who am I? Popeye. Love that movie. So Lucky. God, why do I keep calling him Lucky? I think because Lucky McKee sounds much better than Val McKee.
I don't know. I like Val McKee. I think Val McKee is a solid.
It is
solid boy name. It's a solid boy name.
He is a solid boy.
He is a very solid boy.
Little Kevy Bacon, being solid as can be, fresh off probably like either She's Expecting or Quicksilver, one of the two, and just still prime Kevin Bacon, looking like a baby.
It's so weird too because at this point I feel like this is a movie that probably his handlers were like, you don't have to do this, and he was like, but I want to do this. Yeah,
Bacon's got a huge love for this franchise.
Genre, period.
Yeah, too. Yeah.
He is a genre guy. I kind of want. I never heard him talk about his Friday the 13th experience. Beyond the fact he was, in Friday the 13th.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen him in any interviews for any of the stuff, really.
But yeah, I always find that interesting that he's one of those guys that, doesn't shy away from the fact that he was in, genre movies.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, oh, yep, I was in genre movies. It's a movie. I make movies. As opposed to some people who are like, I'd rather forget about that experience. Like, I never hear Jason Alexander talking about how awesome it was to be in The Burning.
Like, everyone in The Burning should be talking about how awesome it was to be in The Burning, because that movie's fucking solid.
It is. It's a super underrated flick, and he's very good at it. And it may be the first, last, and only time he's been a sexy guy.
Full head of hair.
Yeah, he's a boss in that movie.
Yeah,
he's a real pervert.
Yeah. Although he does definitely fall into the 80s trope.
Oh yeah, he's an 80s jockey camp pervert.
A 30-year-old also who's like,
yeah,
I'm 19.
Exactly. No, Bacon's amazing in this, and he's like they're perfect foils for each other.
Oh, perfect. The way
it makes me feel like why they didn't try to do another maybe even a different movie where they were on it together, because I just felt like their chemistry was off the charts good.
Yeah, like you watching this, you get the feeling, oh yeah, no, these guys have been old friends for so long. They know each other inside out, up, down.
They feel like buddies, and they feel like blue collar buddies.
Yeah, they have like the shorthand. They're always doing the rock paper scissors. I love that little touch, and just like always giving each other little bits of shit here and there, but always having each other's back too. And it's you get like, it feels like a real true blue friendship, and it's friendship goals.
It's friendship goals.
Yeah, absolutely. So Val and Earl are they're like, you know what, we're getting out of Dodge. And as they're getting out, making their way, they come across
they also, I will say this, if you're watching this through a modern lens, Kevin Bacon feels like a meth head a little bit. He's just kind of spazzy the whole time. And I'm like, whoa. Recently I watched this and I was like, is he like method acting a meth head here? Like, he's just kind of like, I don't know, like just it's just like there's some stuff that's like I feel like it's over the top in the best way possible, and I'm fucking here for it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know what that was, but I really like it.
No, he's got these insane bursts of energy that happen in the movie where it's just like,
and he feels like he's just fucking put upon the whole movie. Like he's just on the edge of having a complete and utter shitstorm breakdown.
Yeah.
Because of how nothing is going their way.
Not a thing.
Yeah, it's just he gives off big frustrated dad energy, and I'm all for that energy in movies. It's fucking great.
Yeah. So they're getting out of town. We find our first victim, and it's the guy. I think they kind of sum it up. He's like kind of like maybe the town drunk or something like that. But he's like climbed his way up like a huge electrical tower, like way up there. And Bacon unfortunately loses the rock paper scissors, has to climb up. And to his horror, you find this guy is dead, and he's got this look of pure fear and terror like plastered on his face. He's holding his rifle. You find out he's died from exposure, and it's like, what the fuck would have kept him up here? Why didn't he
just get the fuck down?
Yeah, why didn't he get down?
So that initial mystery in that movie,
so then
I think is great. Like that initial, like what's going on, especially if you don't know exactly, if you're going into the movie totally blind, it's like, what the hell is going on? Oh, I lost Colin. He'll be back in a moment, I'm sure. So there's our boy.
There we go. And they set off in a bit of a. Oh, what happens next? No, then they driving back, they come across there's like this sheep farmer. Can't find him, but all the sheep in the pen have been like torn apart and just eviscerated. And yeah, so they're looking around. Hey, where are you? Where are you? And that's when you see just this lone hat sitting in the middle of this just dusty little yard.
It's like a construction site. It's like a road construction site.
Yeah. Yeah, that comes next. But they pick the hat up and they find out like, oh, there's a severed head of this guy underneath there. Like, what the fuck? So then they are in full like, there's a psycho murdering killer on the loose, and they're just running around screaming. They come across these guys, this road construction crew, and they're like, you guys got to get the hell out of here! Get the hell out of here! There's a maniac! Yeah, and they're like, well, did you hear that maniac? And they're like, they're just messing with us. And they go back to jackhammering.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's all of a sudden, the jackhammer just goes way too deep. And all of a sudden, something that looks like pumpkin puree comes oozing up out of the ground. And we see the jackhammer just shoot down the road through the blacktop. And yeah, we don't see those construction workers whole again. No. And they get into town. They're like, oh, there's all this stuff's happened. We've seen these dead guys. Everyone's like, well, go get help in the next town. So they go head out, only to find that there's been this big rock slide that's taken place in the meanwhile, so that they're trapped. They cannot get through on vehicle. Super Spike! And we find that, also that road crew is now just bits and pieces and bloody gobs all over the road. And it's for a PG-13 movie, like they don't shy back from some of the gore, and it's kind of cool.
I kind of feel like too, PG-13 movies used to be a little bit I think they used to be a little bit better that way, but I also think one of the reasons I feel that way is because the movies we get now that are PG-13 are so cookie cutter, jump scare, Blumhouse,
very sanitized.
Super, like nothing feels like it has any stakes or it has like any realism is a bad word for it, but I just feel like this is me being like old man yells at clouds. Practical effects have such a more visceral hit.
Yeah.
So it also adds to it a great deal. That's just me though,
No, but like for real, like in the sequels we start getting some more CGI kind of creatures, and they're serviceable. Phil Tippett worked on some of them, I think in the second one, and they for that level of CG at that time, like Tippett crushed it, and it still holds up a little bit.
For the money, yeah.
Yeah, but man, going back to this first movie and seeing like all those practical effects, even the miniature work.
Did he do the effects for that?
No, I can't remember their names, but it was two students from Stan Winston's studio.
They've killed it. It really is impressive.
And just the graboid monster itself is what a wonderful beast. What a great beast.
It's an outstanding like design, and it's an even better execution. Just in my opinion, it's like there's nothing that looks like it.
Mm-mm.
It's you can't mistake it for something else. It's the whole bit about it. I can't think of a worm movie that is like giant worms. I mean, of course, there's a little bit of people like to say, there's a little bit of Dune in there, but I don't even think it's like Dune at all.
No, like even across all the different interpretations of Dune and stuff like that, the worms kind of hold like a very similar kind of vibe. I mean, there's little tweaks here and there and stuff like that. But yeah, these guys are just it's I'd put them up there with like the Xenomorph in terms of like monster design, but unlike the Xenomorph, who's been like copied and recycled by so many, it's you can see bits
Are you
and
talking
pieces of it
about
all over the
mountain
place.
monsters?
The mountain monsters in their Xenomorph for sure. They haven't done their graboids yet. Get on it, mountain monsters. I want to see Wild Bill take on a graboid.
That's too much. That's too much. They already did the Xenomorph, and they've already done pterodactyls. I think they even called it pterodactyls.
Really?
Yeah, for the Snallygaster.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
We're taking on something we've taken on before. It's a flying beast.
It's a flying prehistoric bird.
Although they didn't use prehistoric, that's a too big a word.
No. They definitely aren't going to say it's a Precambrian life form.
Just dunking on mountain monsters tonight.
Hey, it happens. I think they'd take it pretty well. Probably not. I'm sure this would send them into like
existential crisis.
Yeah.
Take that, internet. You say the mountain monsters crew don't catch nothing.
Bro. Sorry that we're going on a mountain monsters tangent, but watch Mountain Monsters.
Yeah, it's fucking great.
It's great.
It's so good.
Yeah, and I guess as Val and Earl are they come upon like just this road crew that's just been decimated, and they back up, hit the side of this hill, and they're having some trouble rooming away. Like, what's going on? Oh, you're fucking up the truck. No, I'm not. Blah blah blah. They get away, and they get back into town, and that's when we get our first little taste of Graboid with the genius, because you think this is the monster for a good long while. The fucking snake tongue things, and wow, if this movie was just those snake tongues, it would have worked.
They would be like Grabbers.
Yeah,
I like Grabbers too.
Grabbers is really good.
Yeah, Grabbers is highly underrated.
Mm-hmm. That's like it should. I think it's here and there on streaming. Watch Grabbers, everybody. It's very fun. It's very fun.
It's got a very fun conceit too.
Yeah, like we gotta be drunk.
Yeah. They will leave us alone if we're intoxicated. It's just a good fun like throwback style movie like this is, because I was thinking about this when we were talking about doing it, and I was like, the format always reminded me of something, and what I realized just kind of organically was it reminds me of The Blob, which is like the same like pattern that we see in a lot of those movies of that particular time period, of like local shifty or local loser yokels. But in those movies in the 50s, it's generally kids playing something horrible is happening. They have to go tell the man, and the man's like, I don't think so. You kids. Until it turns out, almost before it's too late. Yeah. It turns out, yes, there is indeed something horrible happening.
Yeah. And like those movies, usually the first victim, like in this, is a crusty old dude. Yeah. Unfortunately. Oh, poor. Rest in peace, all crusty old dudes in horror movies.
Well, I will say also, this falls in that same kind of wheelhouse because the non-Caucasian also has to die very early in the movie. So Egg Shen perishes.
Oh, dude, that was a gut punch for me as a kid watching this and be like, no, Egg Shen, no, because he gets it the worst. I feel like out of everyone. Just like the snake things get him, and then he gets chomped in the big mouth.
And they fuck up his store.
Really fuck up his store, but don't worry, because in the third one, his granddaughter comes to apparently, I don't know. Yeah, my grandfather died here, but horrifically eaten by a monster. But you know what? And it's a dead end town. I'm gonna make it work for me somehow.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, but sure.
Yeah, no. I had definitely rose-colored glasses on when I was reminiscing about the majority of the sequels. And then when I rewatched them recently, I'm like, Oh no. Except for 2. 2 still holds up. Love 2. Very fun.
I mean, yeah, I think it is very much. We can talk about this as soon as we're done talking about the first one. I do think it's like the law of diminishing returns.
Oh, for sure. Especially, and not, yeah. Anyway, we'll get to it. But yeah, so the snake monster, the snake which I still am.
Well done, Spike. Well done. The foundations are strong. Yes, fair.
Somehow I don't want you to be a crusty old dude, Spike. That means you're going to get eaten.
I mean, that is the fate of most crusty old dudes. They do die in monster movies.
Consumed in some way. Blob, they just get like blobbed up. In this, well, I guess he doesn't get consumed, but dies. Like,
have we had any movies in the last like 10 years that have fallen into like this kind of hit of like this path as far as like the story, the tried and true 50s monster movie story that have been worth the shit? I know we've gotten a couple spider movies where it's like I do kind of feel like they roughly fall into that category, but not really.
Yeah, Eight-Legged Freaks has a lot of that DNA in it. Although that's nearly like 20 years old, which is insane to think about.
Yeah, I mean, we're not whippersnappers anymore.
No, not at all. I don't know. My mind obviously goes to like the Blob remake because they just nailed that movie head to toe.
Yeah, but again, that's not a newer movie anymore. That's an old fucking movie.
That's an old. That's a fucking 30-something.
Yeah, it's like I was just gonna say I saw a thing where they were hyping up the fact that like, oh, this movie's 30 years old or something like that, and I was like, time is bullshit.
Yeah, no, it kills me when like a movie I love is getting like a re-release on like Blu-ray or something like that, and it's like the 25th anniversary. I'm like, no, it just came out a year ago. You got to be kidding me. What are you talking about?
Right in the balls, and you're like, this ain't fun no more, Chuck E. T.
Yeah, man. Shit. Yeah, like just I don't know. Yeah. Time's a son of a bitch.
It is. Not a fan.
Not a fan of time.
Except unless it's the Pink Floyd song. Then I'm a fan.
Definitely with that. Yeah. Hell yeah. So we see the snake things, and what a wonderful design just on these. I'm still confused how they can vocalize, which they do. And
do they vocalize in this movie, or is that a later
in this one? Yeah, they're kind of like, but they're slimy. They got little kind of nasty little horns on them,
horn boys,
and little like piranha teeth, and they're just jerks.
They are super jerks, but I think they're super jerks because they're super hungry.
Yeah.
Also, we're down there fucking with their stuff, and I'm always like, I always try to be empathetic to the monsters and the fact that we as humans be fucking with their shit.
Are we though? In this case,
I will use this example. I am reading the I can't think of dude's name who did it. The manga version of At the Mountains of Madness.
Yeah.
By the way, it's like 40% off right now on Amazon. I don't usually show for Amazon. It's like $30. It is one of the most beautiful book. Like the book itself, even Cassandra was like, that book is absolutely stunning. Hardback. It's got the silvered pages.
Oh,
it's got a little clothy boy bookmark built into it. I mean, it's something else. It's translated. The story is perfect, if not like just kicked up a notch. But one thing I'd forgotten that's fair, is, it's all about us going where we're not supposed to go.
Yeah.
Stay out of Reseda, Generico. That's kind of what happens. And it's like, fuck around with things you don't understand. And And I kind of feel like it's the same way when we run into we have some of these movies like this where it's like we wake up a species or we fuck around in an area that we shouldn't just be walking around trying to exploit. We already have enough to exploit. But we're humans, so we've got to constantly push the fucking envelope.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have a really bad taste in my mouth by humanity right now. So, but
it's understandable.
Anyway, yeah, I feel like I don't know. Maybe I'm just the monster loving asshole in this.
No.
But yeah, I'm kind of like
your team grabbler.
We're in there building super fucking highways and shit, and these things are probably just asleep, just living their best lives, their best wormy lives, and we had to come in there and fuck it up for them.
Yeah.
So then we get what we fucking deserve, which is eating horribly.
That is true.
I don't feel bad for us one bit.
No.
But yeah, I don't know. I have a weird thing about monster movies like this. I always feel like it's like I am very pro monster in a lot of ways.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, man, like yeah, I mean, there is the fun of like rooting for it, like, yeah, get him. But in this one, like, I don't know what it is, like the way they get people, especially when like there's that doctor and his wife, and they're building their house out in the desert, and we see them at night. They've just finished doing some hard work, and the guy gets sucked into the ground, looks painful as hell. The wife tries to get into the shelter of their car, which you'd be like, okay, yeah, you're good. Car gets pulled in the ground, which fuck.
I always like. So here's the funny thing about that is like every time I talk about this movie, I forget about that part almost entirely. I always think it's like from another movie.
Yeah.
And when someone brings it up, I'm like, oh shit, that was in Tremors. So yeah, it's a very cool scene.
It's a really, really good scene. And yeah, like and then when they find them later, by just like, hey, where's the golden oldies coming from? Because they're looking for the doctor.
Oh god, that's so good.
They can hear music somewhere, and then Kevin Bacon kind of trips on the front grille of a car, and like, what is this? And uncovering the dirt, all of a sudden the high beams are there, just shot, and it's I don't know. For me, it's kind of a haunting reveal.
It is. It kind of feels like God, I can't think what the movie is, but it's a often used kind of trope. The car in the lake, or the car in the that they find, like it's in Psycho. They find the car. I can't remember the other movie I'm thinking of where that's the actual headlights pointing out because it went in the wrong way. But that image to me is just also very, very unsettling and haunting. So it's I'm glad I'm not alone in that.
Yeah, no, it's something.
Yeah, it's something really good. It definitely, the movie has such a good pace. I think when it comes to like, it's lean, but at the same time, it's like, we're going to give you everything we've got for that time. It just,
and one of those, I really appreciate it. It's like an hour, 35 minutes, which they get. There's no fat to this movie at all. Like they're chugging. The pace is really good.
Yeah.
And once we get like the grasp of what's happening, it's just off to the races. And
It really is. It's such an economy of film as well, as far as like it's like you said, no wasted time, no wasted motion. Everything's crisp and I think that's one of the keys to it. It's not trying to be something it's not.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we're a throwback 50s style horror movie. Enjoy.
Yeah, creature featured. Buckle up.
It's a creature feature. You know what you're getting into. You know, it's a pseudo drive-in style movie. So let's roll.
Yes, this would be amazing in a drive-in.
I wonder if anywhere's ever used it as like a drive-in, like we're doing a special drive-in showing of this, because I think that would be pretty magical. But
yeah, oh for sure. Oh yeah, man. Like, just like sitting in your car when the car scene's happening. That would be fun.
What would you double feature with this?
Oh God. I don't know. Leviathan with Peter Weller.
Yeah, I'm aware of Leviathan.
After we've been in the desert.
Interesting.
Although I think that could work with a couple of them. I don't know. You know, like
there was that whole slew of underwater movies, or like Deep Star 6 and all that.
Yeah, with the weird crab.
Yeah, Crab Boy.
Although Leviathan, like,
it's got Peter Weller in it. It's a much better movie. I mean, let's be honest.
You can't go wrong with Peter Weller.
No, if you try to go wrong with Peter Weller, he's just gonna be like, nope.
No, because you got to remember, wherever you go,
there you are. Yeah. Also funny that him and Goldblum were both in that movie together and identify their speaking patterns as being too similar.
Oh man, Buckaroo Banzai is stone cold classic.
Yes.
But yeah, so we once we get the snake monsters or that in, we are introduced to like the whole town. Pretty good characters, pretty diverse. Like you've got like the kind of like single mom who's got like the little girl on the pogo stick and her shitty son Melvin, who keeps fucking around with people, and she like does like pottery or something like that. You've got like the one weirdo bachelor who's like, yeah, if this thing comes at me, I'll get it with a pickaxe. And it's like, sure, buddy. You've got Nestor, you've got Walter, and then the two standout side characters, Heather and Burt Gummer, played by Reba McEntire and Michael Gross, who are these just kind of insane, like, gun nut preppers, Trumpers, proto-Trumpers with hearts of and like they're a hoot. They're just fun.
They're a lot harder for me to enjoy as I've gotten older, because I've been like, you remind me of too many fucking people.
Yeah. No, there's some like,
and without any of the humor that you're playing this role with, any of the gleeful humor you're playing.
If they played this straight, they would be nightmare people.
Yeah.
They would be absolutely.
Because they're playing nightmare people.
They are. No, unless like giant worm monsters were attacking, I would not want to live next to these people.
Or in the same county, district,
state, planet. We can go that far. And then
Bert's one conversation away from a school shooting, for fuck's sake.
You're not wrong. We got our to round out like our kind of leads. We also have our seismologist Rhonda, student from the local university. Who
there's another, I can't think of her name. There's another person who I'm always shocked was not.
That actress?
Yeah, she's a good actress.
She's really good in this.
She's like been in a lot of like, she's like a character actress basically.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's been in other stuff. Of course, I can't think of any right now, but like, I always thought she was attractive. I always thought she did a lot with roles that weren't very big. She was a lot better actress than some people who got a lot more shine in that time period.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Looking at you, Meg Ryan.
Wow.
I'm
shots fucking fired.
How dare you, Meg Ryan? How dare you?
Not a When Harry Met Sally fan, huh?
I'm more Sleepless in Seattle and You've Got Mail. And French Kiss. Love that one.
You shit all over. You're naming all these movies you like when they're in it. I love it. I'm like, fuck you, but you were okay in these. Well,
but you had
one too. You were pretty good in this one too. Okay.
Yeah. In fact, also, you know what? Inner Space, you kind of stole my heart in that one. Yeah. Kind of loved you.
You were kind of America's sweetheart in that one.
Yeah.
But those other ones, you sucked a dick.
But you know what? Get out of here. Get out of here. Meg Ryan. If that is your real name.
You're drunk. Go home.
But yeah, like she's great. The Rhonda character, not Meg Ryan. The Rhonda character is really, really, really good. And
I love Spike. We're both in weird moods too, so that's.
I love that. Like she's played as like, oh, she's the brainy, unattractive lady, kind of.
Yeah,
and it's just like, she's Stone Cold Fox. What are you talking about?
I also don't like that was I think an '80s trope too of like the doctor is not a supermodel, unless we take her glasses off or some shit like that, or
or take her ponytail down.
Yeah, it's the same thing with like bad boys always have like a mullet and leather jacket thing.
Yeah, or a jean jacket if you're Jack Burton.
Yes, but Jack Burton also
breaks all the rules.
He's also a Stone Cold Fox.
Yeah. Best head of hair in Hollywood.
Also the sidekick in his own movie, which I fucking adore.
That's my favorite part of that. Yeah. We're going all over the place here tonight, but it's great.
We're both on a clock tonight, so let's
get back on track. So they kind of get the idea, these things are underground, because the seismologist Rhonda is like, I've been tracking all these different things happening, and so there's got to be at least 3 of them. I think by this time we've seen the graboid in all its glory, just coming up like just this big worm boy with that crazy beak and the tri-mouth.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Really,
we have seen him.
And they find themselves in a wonderful sequence. They find themselves out in the desert. They need to get back to Rhonda's truck, but they can't touch the ground, so they have to like hop on all these rocks and kind of doing the whole like pole vault from each one to each one, which is just what a great scene. And they kill the first graboid by running into like a cement line drainage ditch. And
I love that scene.
It smashes into it, and Kevin Bacon just is like, "Fuck you!" It's just like the best.
Fucking got you.
Oh, it's so good. And then from there on,
double middle fingers too. He's like,
yeah. He's just like,
he does a proto Stone Cold on him.
I think he might have tried to give him a stunner. I'm not sure. It might be a deleted scene. What? And then from there, it's just like it's Monster Fest, and they get into the town. And Egg Shan goes real sad. They figure out, shit. Yeah, we got to get up on the roof. That's the only safe place. Next to go is I can't think of his name, but it's the like kind of lone bachelor in town who does the biggest small brain move I've ever seen. I'll just get straight. I'll lay myself over this tire. And they're like, no, get up, and then he just gets sucked through. Nasty.
Is the kid played by Jason Harvey in this movie? I can't remember.
He looks so much like him, but it's not.
Yeah, he's the Jason Harvey doppelganger.
And he's got that energy of him in like Wonder Years, just being the shitty
him in everything, even when he was on WCW.
When he was Dusty's little friend.
That was because he was super into wrestling.
Was super into wrestling. Also dating Missy Hyatt, which is that's cozy. Watching that wrestling when like they're like, "Oh, you think Missy was like, yeah, I'm dating this kid." Like,
apparently he tried to get Fred Savage to come out. I was watching a thing where they were talking about
yeah.
it, and Fred Savage was like, "No,
no, like, you kidding me? Never." Which, come on, Fred, you jerk. So yeah, like, chaos is ensuing. People are going down.
Living together, mass hysteria.
Mass hysteria. Bert and Heather, the two proto-Trumpers, they are under siege in their rec room when a huge graboid just comes smashing through the basement wall. They're unloading like Uzis and everything. Bert brings out a fucking elephant gun and is like on it. Take it out after like a 5-minute gunfight scene, to which Bert has one of my favorite lines: "Broke into the wrong goddamn rec room, didn't you son of a bitch?" It just
it is a hella good line.
It is. And also Michael Gross is even as the movies get progressively worse, he remains good.
He's the high point. He is the it's a sad thing that like
he has to star with Jamie Kennedy in 3 of them.
Oh God. It's a sad thing to know that like you see him in this role, and I still think of like he was the dad in Family Ties.
For real, yeah.
But I also am like, God damn, he's so much fun in these movies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, even in the 4th one, which is not that great, where it's like the Wild West.
I like that one. I don't know why I like it, but I like that movie.
No, it's it's not. I say good. It's not, but there's like a lot of high points. I like Michael Gross is acting his ass off in it, like, and going totally tight.
Fair. We're not going to call him that anymore.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I mean,
we'll just call them.
We're both gun-toting conspiracy nuts.
Yeah, and they're
at the end of the world.
When all the shit's breaking out, everyone's like, "You're just loving this, aren't you?" Because they're just like getting to like have all their guns out and like just whip their gun dicks around. It's a good time.
They knew what their audience was, though. I will say that, because they were like, "Oh, these are the same people who want to go see Arnold Schwarzenegger blow up a fucking building full of people."
Oh, for sure. Yeah, man. I mean, that was right up my alley when like that was my jam when I was like around the age that this came out. T2, fuck yeah,
hell
like
yeah.
All about that.
I mean, it's not like it's not like it's a big stretch. We were teenage boys.
Yeah, and yeah, like you give me someone like shooting a monster, I'm there for sure. Give me a monster eating people, I'm there. Definitely.
I mean, look at Predator.
Oh God, yeah, I still am a hardcore Predator fan.
Yeah, they shoot so much shit into those woods that it's kind of, when you think about it, you're like, that was the most fucking ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, when they just mow down the jungle.
What were you shooting at? I don't know. It's in there. It's like, well, you won't even know what you're shooting at. You're just shooting those fucking guns. Shouldn't you be conserving your ammunition?
Yeah, like I am not a big gun guy in the slightest, but like, oh man, did I want to get a little mini gun and just mow down some plants after watching Predator. Good on you, Jesse Ventura, taking care of those.
Hulk Hogan is a scab.
It's a conspiracy against me.
Conspiracy against unions.
So, and then we find out that like, what is it? Yeah, they find like the one way we can get kind of around is there's this big loaded up like bulldozer, and I think it's got they're able to hook up kind of like a like side dumper like trailer to it to like haul everyone into the into the desert. And here's where Burt Gummer comes through again, because he's got a bunch of homemade bombs on him, homemade pipe bombs. That's not disturbing. And they go fishing for the graboids, and it's working until we find out that the one graboid who lost his one snake appendage in the very beginning is kind of smarter than all the others, and it knows what's up, and it spits its little pipe bomb back at the group, so they all have to run for cover. And this is where, like, Kevin Bacon becomes the true blue hero of the film, and he's like, I can outrun it. I got a plan. And he just starts running, and everyone's like, wait, what the fuck?
Yeah, your plan is to get fucking eaten.
Yeah, he runs out to a cliff, and he's got his little he's got a pipe bomb, but if I remember right, like the fuse like burns out before it like goes, so he's like dead on facing this graboid. Which
Burt Gummer doing poor fucking craftsmanship.
Yeah, good job, Burt.
Never thought I would say that about Burt Gummer.
It's hard to say that about Burt Gummer.
It is. It hurts me inside to say that.
It hurts my Burts. And like just does a game of chicken with the graboid.
My ass.
And right at that last second, jumps out of the way. Graboid comes flying out of the side of the cliff, screeching as it goes down. Kevin Bacon gets in that last great line, "Can you fly, sucker? Can you fly?"
Can you dig it?
Can you dig it? Because the graboids were going to try to take over all the gangs in New York. I don't know if everyone
I don't know if you knew about that subplot or not.
it was in the deleted scenes. This is actually a backdoor sequel to The Warriors. I mean, buckle up, everybody.
Who didn't know that?
And yeah, like in this, and we've got character growth because we find that Val, Kevin Bacon's character, he's not so much interested in a blonde with world-class breasts and legs that don't quit. He's now going to go for the equally attractive,
super smart,
and smart as fuck seismologist. Yeah. Ooh, a very fun kind of running gag in the movie is he's always asking her, like, what do these things do? And she's like, how should I know? And he's like, I don't know.
Oh god, it's so good.
And also the sense of humor in this movie is very good. Like it's
Joe Dante levels of humor.
Yeah. Oh, good call. Good call.
To me, this has a Joe Dante feel to it in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, we're gonna give you some scares. Like we're gonna give you some stuff that's gonna give you slight nightmares, but we're also gonna have a laugh.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. There's plenty of laughs to be had. Really great lines, and it's just a crowd pleaser all around. You can't go wrong with this first one. Yes, definitely. And that is the high point of the Tremors franchise because it's a slow, rocky descent from there.
The madness, yeah.
Oh yeah. Snap into a graboid.
You got lust in your heart for Elizabeth.
Oh, they probably do. So then we get to Tremors 2 Aftershocks. All the cast is
it's
gone.
time to do a speed round. You got a minute per, and then I'll give a response. I will give a rebuttal. We'll do it like a presidential debate.
All right.
You got a timer?
Tremors 2.
I'm serious. Let's do a timer.
Okay, hold on. Let me get a timer going. I'll do a stopwatch. Start. Tremors 2 Aftershocks. Burt Gummer returns, but he's not the main guy. The main focus is on Earl Bassett, played with wonderful campiness by Fred Ward. He's kind of down in his luck. We learn that Val and Rhonda have married, and they're out of the picture altogether. Graboids are still a problem. Some weird dude from Vegas who's driving a taxi cab comes up to Burt, and he's like, hey, let me help you. I want to be your new sidekick. And hey, there's all these other people who are looking into the graboids. Let's go help them out. We'll get a bunch of money if we, kill them. And, if we happen to get one alive, that's even more. So they're doing their thing. fuck. And then the graboids, they evolve with little babies that pop out of them, and these things can walk. They're not worms, and they have little things that come out of their heads, and they can sense heat signatures. So everyone has to cover themselves in flame shit. Oh God. Okay.
All right. My rebuttal. Tremors 2. It's all right. It's not great. It's not bad. It's all right. Yeah. No plot. They just wanted to do a Tremors movie to say huge disservice to Fred Ward as an actor. And they don't have anywhere near the chemistry. And it also makes Kevin Bacon feel like the worst fucking friend in the world because he doesn't contact his old buddy anymore because he's married. What a shitbag.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, it's all right.
It's all right. All right. Tremors 3, I can't remember what the subtitle thing for it is, but this is the only PG movie in the series for some reason. So you don't get a lot of anything. You see out of focus people who are dead. But for some reason, they bring back a bunch of legacy characters of the first one. We have Nestor back for some reason. He dies. We've got the pottery-loving single mom. She does nothing much than hang out in Walter Chang's grocery store with Walter Chang's granddaughter who decided to come back and take residence in the place where her grandfather was horribly murdered. Burt Gummer's still around. Burton it up. We've got a new sort of...
But he's newly single now.
Yes. Well, he was newly single in the second one. There's a new sidekick who's kind of a mishmash of Kevin Bacon and Fred Ward, but with less charisma. Also, the graboids take on a new metamorphosis in the ass blasters, which now they can fly and shoot methane out their assholes.
Okay. Let me break this down for y'all. Tremors 3. What?
Yeah.
Because aren't they in like South America or some shit?
Yes, they are in Panama for some reason, even though it looks exactly like
where they were before.
Yeah, and they somehow go back to where they were record time.
It's a bad movie. It's so bad it's a good movie, but it makes no difference. It's still a bad movie.
It is. Although it worked for me as a video rental on a weekend.
It is definitely
back in the day.
A great video rental movie.
Yeah.
It's definitely a like get together with your friends, with your home skillets, and watch a bad movie type of movie.
Yes, for sure. All right. Then we go Tremors 4. Back to Perfection, I think it's called. This is 100 years ago, before Perfection was Perfection, and I think it was called something like I don't know, Shit Kickerville or something like that. It's got a really stupid name. We see Walter,
some shit like that.
Something like that. Walter Chang's like great grandfather is there, and they're just beginning to open Chang's market. There's Burt Gummer's grandfather, Hiram Gummer, comes into town. He's a dandy fop, wonderfully played by Michael Gross again. There's now these new baby graboids that they call dirt demons. Also, Billy Drago shows up as a really cool gunslinger, but then gets killed way too early. It looks like a production of Our Town, although there are some beautiful magic hour shots that they were able to capture. There's really good humor in it and some really good lines, but overall, yeah, this looks like maybe. God damn
it. This is definitely a sci-fi movie quality flick.
Yes.
With a reach that far exceeds its grasp. I enjoy this movie. It's weird. It's such a weird entry. It feels like they were really, somebody was like, I got an idea for a Tremors, or I have an idea for a movie. And they're like, what if we make giant fucking monsters in it? And they were like, Tremors, let's roll.
Oh, I got all this Western gear hanging out in my garage.
Yeah,
let's do it.
It's definitely very community theater-esque in a way that I enjoy, and it's probably one of the last Tremors flicks I thoroughly enjoyed.
Yes, because
it all goes down here from here, baby.
All right, and
it's a rough road.
Here, hold on, reset. Tremors 5, 6, 7. Jamie Kennedy's in them. It fucking sucks. It's not fun at all. Michael Gross is there. He's the only thing holding it together. We go to the Arctic, we go to South Africa, we go to Shrieker Island. So, you know, we get the whole Star Wars biome experience sort of in Tremors films.
They almost go to
everything.
Takin. That's how
everything
bereft of ideas it was.
There's just nothing to hang your hat on in any of these. We find out that Jamie Kennedy, unfortunately, is Burt Gummer's long lost son. That's a major blow to any fan, I'd feel like. And this is all like continuous, like current day sci-fi channel, like movie quality, except that you've got Michael Gross still, for some reason, trying to act his heart out in these. Because you know what? Just like Nick Cage, he's not going to give you a bad performance, no matter how bad the movie is. But yeah, these are total shit.
Yeah. It's one of those things again where they go to Africa in one of them. This felt like a lot of failed pilots.
Yeah, no, that's a very, yes, that is a very apt description for this.
Sometimes I say stuff. Yeah, this felt like a whole bunch of failed pilots. Like it was like somebody had ideas and they just kept pitching them, and sci-fi needed content, so they were like.
In fact, these might have even been like sci-fi.
I believe they were.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know if the Asylum was involved in them, but I would not at all be shocked based on the
no, not at all. Yeah, man. Yeah.
These are movies you watch on a dare.
Yeah, this is like
say, we're going to watch every single Tremor movie in a day, and you go, "Are we drinking during this?" And they say, "We'll get fucked up," and I'm like, "Hell yeah."
Yeah,
because I've done this. That was my experience with it. Yeah, and it was not what I would call fun.
They're just not fun movies at all.
I can't tell if it's honestly because no more Fred Ward, or if they're just so badly written and done that it's like. I think Jamie Kennedy because he's Jamie Kennedy. I find him to just be boorish and just kind of like you could insert any other person into that role.
Yeah,
it would be as good or better, with the exception of his role in Scream. So
yeah, Scream. I did enjoy him in Scream. I was actually like bummed in the second one when he like, beefs it. But he's also of that time and place in the 90s where there was like a dozen actors just like him, and you'd be like, oh yeah, kind of interchangeable, like, and I don't know. He did Malibu's Most Wanted, so fuck this guy. Like he's just
fair.
Yeah,
I can't
shitty movies. And he did that horrible Mask sequel.
I forgot about that.
Yeah,
I think part of me wanted to remember or forget about that intensely. Well, God damn it, Spike. Reach exceeds your graboid. Hell yeah.
Nice. Oh yeah, Imperfection. Yeah, dude. Good on you, Spike.
So there was Tremors in about an hour.
Tremors in an hour. And all the sequels condensed. Oh man, yeah. So yeah, thanks for everyone showing up for our Tremors hour chat. It was a good time. Hope you learned a lot about the first one.
I think we need to do this. Whenever we do a synopsis, we should do it with a timer.
That was kind of fun. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, so in summation, first Tremors, I'd say it's a stone cold classic that still holds up very well. I would also say that this is a great entry-level horror flick. You could show this, I think, you could show it to a kid, and I don't think it would be too frightening. You could show this to a very uninitiated person with horror, and I think they'd find it very enjoyable. It's got a lot of brevity. There's really good wit to it. Beautiful practical effects, and you've got some really like just A-level actors really bringing it their all, and it's a great time.
It's a fun movie. It knows what it wants to be, and it is that.
Yeah.
I would completely agree. super fun pick. And it's one of those things that if we want to, we can go back and revisit it because
for sure.
There's so much, especially in that we could touch upon in these sequels that is both interesting and fucking terrible. So
yeah.
Some of it is interestingly terrible.
Oh God, yeah. Especially that third one is just like, what is going on here? And I mean, and that's not to say like for the Jamie Kennedy trilogy.
I don't think anyone.
And we still haven't even touched on the sci-fi TV show.
Did they ended up doing a TV show?
Yeah, it like one season, very short. I got it. I went and got the big Tremors DVD pack, and it came with it. I have yet to watch it, so I haven't heard good things. So, yeah,
I heard things. All right, what are we doing in 2 weeks?
We're doing Mummies, baby. Or is it next week? We're doing Mummies.
It is next week. I forgot.
Do you want to do Mummies, or should we switch it up to something else?
I know you had some other ideas. Let's hold off on Mummies. Let's do a watch along next week. Let's pick up. Let's do a Nashi flick. We haven't done a Nashi Boys in a little bit.
Hell yeah. I'm down with that.
Next Thursday, it'll be a Nashi Boys.
So that means everyone.
Like I just read that joke. It's a little rough, but hey, we're rough. We're rough boys.
Where's the Tremors 3 joke? Oh my God, dude. No, that's awesome. That was beautiful.
All right. So in a week, Paul Nashi. I don't know what it's going to be yet. We'll have to scour Tubi and see what's out there.
Everyone, all Nashi boys, we're sending out the call. Give us your Nashi pick of a flick, and we'll debate.
The Nashi symbol is just his hairy chest with a shirt that's like open up to his navel.
Yes, I love it.
All right. You all have a good Friday. Bad at games tomorrow night. Who thought? It'll at least be Cassandra and I. We're going to play some Stardew Valley. She's never played before. So we'll start a new farm, multiplayer farm. It'll have, I think they're up to 8 slots now. So 8 people can all play together.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah, I'll get Steam download on my parents' PC, and I should be joining you guys. I'm pretty fairly sure. So yeah,
a lot of fun. All right, bomb us and have a good Friday.
Many bombuses.